Hi, my name is Histio. Thank you for coming, sit back, and enjoy the show. Our journey starts off in a tutorial. After touching my gamer bot all over, I finished the beginning section of the tutorial. Easy enough, right? No, it's never that easy. Right off the rip, I was stuck inside the tutorial room with nowhere to go. I tried climbing through the wall, slowly caressing their faces and throwing them around. After a long and hard 30 seconds of research, I was met with the realization that there was no possible way to get past this section without slaughtering the family of zombies. So no, you cannot beat the Walking Dead saints and sinners using guns only. After resigning myself to a gaming gamer failure, I killed every last one of them without hesitation. After finally getting past that setback, and there's more. Finally, after failing the challenge 6 times, I was given a task that I could actually complete. As I was walking through the zombie arms, I was hit with a realization that this was the first time that someone has ever wanted to willingly touch me. After that dark realization, I managed to get past a section of the game without failing. Woohoo! I finally found my greatest treasure, a gun. After getting my first usable weapon, I blasted the tutorial guy multiple times before leaving this horrific section of the game. Day 1. Beginning the first day of the game, my goal was to make it to my new hideout. I pulled a screwdriver out of a man's head, decided that this was failing the challenge for some unknown reason, and then I reloaded a save. After reloading that save, I discovered that this game doesn't know what reloading a save is, so I decided that I did not fail the challenge from this and I moved on. On my way to the hideout, I found Henri, the old man who called me here, and after finding him, I slowly caressed his face as he passed away into the afterlife. Making my way into the bus, I fixed some of the radio, was tasked with finding a microphone, and then I gave in to my alcohol addiction and I blacked out. After a night of partying on the bus, I went out onto the boat to find the microphone. I found a woman near the shore. She told me that her husband was dead, and she asked me to put him out of his misery. I, of course, excited at the prospect of potential murder, eagerly accepted this task. She gave me the key, and then I moved on. I climbed the wall, made my way into the mansion, and I proceeded to shit my pants. This mansion was much scarier than I remembered. I proceeded upstairs to look for that lady's husband, and I killed him with no hesitation. Something about murder. After looting his corpse, I found a sick-ass shotgun, which looking back on it was probably the gun he used to murder his kids, but it was still an awesome shotgun. I grabbed the shotgun, ran downstairs, shoved a few zombies into each other, and grabbed the microphone. And after grabbing the microphone, I proceeded to get the hell out of that place because holy crap, I was scared. After some sick parkour, I managed to escape that hellhole. I ran back into the woman, gave her her dead husband's wedding ring as proof that I ended him, told her that her husband murdered their kids, and then I wasted her without offering her any evidence. And after killing her for absolutely no reason, I proceeded back home to fix the radio. I skipped over everything Casey, the radio guy, was saying, and I saw a bunch of birds get scared, and I decided to chase them for some reason. And after pretending to be a dog, I found a door in a tomb. I entered the tomb because I'm sane, and I ran past 2 lovely couples engaged in a makeout session. I grabbed the key, got assaulted, and I ran for my dear life back to the door. And at the door, I unlocked it and discovered a coffin. My first thought was to reach into it and loot it. By the way, did I mention I'm sane? On my way back to the bus, I found 2 dolls, made them my wives, forced them to kiss, and I divorced them without second thought. I gave in to my addiction once again, and I set off in my tiny boat to find a loot stash. After debarking my pirate ship, I came across 2 innocent people defending their home. As a gentleman I am, I had no intentions of hurting these people, but I picked up a bottle and accidentally threw it at them, thus failing the challenge and inciting 2 people to try and kill me. After melancholically killing them, I was left at 1 HP with no goddamn bandages. I looted their home, searching everywhere for a bandage, and after finally finding one, I healed myself and made my way to the balcony. At the balcony, I contemplated ending myself out of sadness for the people I just killed, but I decided that would be unwise. Leaving the home, I found the place I needed to steal from, and I started my mission. Sneaking up from the left side, I expertly disarmed the traps, and I stole the loot stash they desperately needed for survival. And after stealing them, I decided to mess around with a bomb I found earlier. I chucked it behind a van and watched a magnificent explosion. And after playing with my toy Santa Claus gave me for Christmas this season, I'd made my way back into the boat. At the boat, I decided to play chicken with a zombie and got the complete shit scared out of me. I went back home, finally healed myself after being at 1 HP for 10 minutes, recycled loot, and then I drank myself to sleep because no one loves me. After waking up, I spoke to Casey, and I skipped over everything he said because I'm not a nerd, and I traveled to Memorial Lane to get a water pump. At Memorial Lane, I found a house full of survivors. To the left of it, I found a man desperately begging for me to save his little brother. Being the kind man I am, I decided to instead rob them. So I went to the front door and I stealthily took out the front guard. And after sending her body flying, I was met with the discovery that everyone around me is deaf. So I completely abused this information. I slaughtered every single man, woman, and child. No children. I repeat, there was no children in that house. And after wiping out an entire civilization to satisfy my own personal need to kill, I found the pump regulator. Now, you may ask me, was it worth it? To that, I say yes. Yes, it was. After robbing their house thoroughly, I escaped off the balcony using my superior agility skills. And after that, I went back home, spoke to Casey, fixed the pump regulator, went off into the tomb so I can install the pump. On my way there, I ran into my first real problem. Zombies. A lot of them. Now, let me give you a backstory about this game real quick. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is a linear game with a non-linear map. That basically means that there are multiple solutions to the same problem. The developer's intended solution to this problem is to stab a walker's stomach, get their guts, and cover yourself in it and walk past them. And being the genius I am, I was undergoing a guns-only challenge. I tried instead stabbing their guts with my gun, but it was unable to pull them out, so I decided that there was only one solution, and no, that wasn't cheating. I went on a murderous rampage to kill all the zombies there. Abusing the mechanics of the game and using the ammo I've been saving up, I got onto a car and killed every single one of them. Let me say this about my experience though, it was really not that fun. My tracking cut out midway through this and it scared the absolute shit out of me. Imagine being on top of a car and then suddenly teleporting closer to zombies trying to eat you. Yep, you would be terrified too. Luckily for me though, nobody was home to hear my gurgly screams of terror. Anyways, after getting scarred for life, I put the pump regulator into the pump and ran away very, very quickly from the scene of my trauma. After that, I found May, the woman who had been delivering stuff through the tomb to, ready to talk to me in person. I'm gonna be frank with you guys. I shot her as soon as I saw her. Now you may be thinking, oh Histio, you're a monster! You shot a woman trying to protect her daughter! And now to this, I can only respond with one thing. I couldn't be bothered. Listen, it was an extra 2 hours of gaming time that I saved myself by killing her. I'm sorry, but it was worth it, okay? And after that fiasco, I started making my way back to the tomb. And when I walked into camp, I discovered an unexpected surprise. Do you remember the old man hanging out who I dashed past at the beginning of the playthrough? That man's name is Henri, and he's come back from the dead because I didn't put him down before. Being the saint I am, you get it? The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners? I laid Henri to rest, and I went inside and went to bed. After waking up, Casey told me where the second pump regulator was, and I went onward to find it. Since I already played this game before, I ran over to the warehouse where it was located, and I devised a complex plan in order to get myself an entrance. My intricately crafted master plan was to use a propane tank to send some zombies to hell, and after executing my plan flawlessly, I got the ever-loving shit scared out of me when I saw a hanging corpse to my right. Seriously, this is the scariest section of the game. Anyways, I killed a few zombies, changed my diaper, and I made my way up the stairs. On the second floor, I found the pump regulator and I immediately booked it. As stated before, this section is scary as hell and I do not want to spend more time here than I have to. After some sick parkour later, I made my way down the boxes, played with some life-sized Barbies, and escaped this absolute hellhole of a level. Making my way back to the bus, I played with the pump regulator got it ready, and went to sleepy time, and set off to put the second pump in. In the churchyard, I went to put the second pump in, and I found some bandits hovering over where the regulator was supposed to be placed. Since I've played this game before, I knew they would leave if I gave them enough time, but I've barely used my guns this run, so I was willing to take any opportunity to start killing. 3 bullets later, I put the pump in, found a sick assault rifle, and made my way back to the bus. 1 bus later, I spoke to Casey, and he set me off on a mission to find his missing friend, Kenneth. Arriving at the local school, I went around back and found a trail of blood leading to Casey's old friend, Kenneth. Side note, but can I just point out how cool this clip of me opening these 2 double doors are? Like, seriously, looking back at this looks so cool for some reason. But, for real, after following the trail, I found Kenneth about to die. I spoke to him, getting his last words. He had a message for me to deliver to Casey. If you don't know what that message is, I'm not telling you. Seriously, go play the game. It's really good. After getting Kenneth's last message for Casey, I booked it back to the boat and made it back safely. After getting back home, I expertly maneuvered to the bus, and I told Casey the dying words of his friend. By the way, did I mention I killed him? And it was only to put him out of his misery, of course. After that, I set off to find the last pump. In my quest to discover the last pump, I was thrown into a desolate, dark land where there was a man waiting for me. This man's name was JB. God damn it, I didn't think Justin Bieber would survive the damn zombie apocalypse, let alone become the leader of a cult-esque faction. Justin Biebs asked me to basically kill Casey, but I wasn't really down with that, so I just took the pump and left when he told me that he had faith or whatever that I'd do it. Out the front door, I ran into Georgia, the other enemy's secondary leader. She told me I had to kill the Bieber, but I'm a bad boy who doesn't like being told what to do, so I went upstairs and warmed the Biebs. After warning him, I momentarily caught the Bieber fever and assisted him in killing Georgia and her crew. After realizing my mistake, I realized I had to kill Bieber too, in order to keep the natural balance of the universe. So after I killed them all, I put Bieber down and I departed the area. At home, I saw a message that told me that there was no return. I spoke to Casey and we masterfully put numbers in the correct place for the 3rd time. After playing with my new favorite toy, I went through the tombs and found a shed that had the pump in it, so I departed with my favorite toy yet again. After running back to the bus like a good little boy, I spoke to Dad at Casey and got flashbanged by the church lights. Seeing that this was a sign of the ultimate sign, I ran over to the church so I can find Casey. At the churchyard, I made my way through the battle zone and I found an alleyway that was fit for sneaking through, so I shot my way through 4 people, snuck past 1 more, and ran into Justin Bieber's faction. Using my expertly honed stealth skills, I snuck past them with ease, made this weird falling thing with my hands. Don't ask, I don't know why, but I climbed into the church after that. Inside the church, I spoke to Casey through a radio and was met with a decision of flooding him or the armory. Being the good Samaritan I am, I flooded the armory without a second thought and made my way deeper into the church. And we run into our 3rd hurdle of this challenge, do we? Well, guess what, gamers? Your boy actually had a different weapon to use this time. And I was able to take down these 3 wooden planks that would have ended my run if I didn't have a gun on me. Yippee-ki-yay. I was finally able to beat a part of the game the way it truly wasn't intended. I call this run an absolute success. I made my way into the church, debated on myself of whether or not I wanted to shoot Casey or not, decided not to, and I went into the bunker Casey was holed up in before. I looted what I could, climbed the ladder, and finally met with the boat that was supposed to end the game. Finally, the game is over, but guess what? My stupid self decided to test what would happen if you walked into the water, and do you want to know what happened? I fell through the map. Yep, I fell through the damn map. Honestly, I didn't think the devs thought anyone would be stupid enough to jump into the lake like an idiot, but I guess we learn new things every day, huh? Anyways, I was falling through the map with no way to escape, so I did the only thing I could do. I shot myself. When I came to, I was met with the realization that I would have to do the whole section again. So I tackled that part of the game with speedrunning so skilled that even Dream would be put to shame with my skills. After rushing through that part of the game, I made my way back to the boat and I carefully stepped into it this time. Getting into the boat, I finally managed to complete The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. So, to answer the question asked in the title, no, you cannot beat The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners gun only. Anyways, I'm planning on making more challenge videos like this, so if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and if you don't want to subscribe, thank you for watching. I genuinely appreciate that. Also, if you have any tips or suggestions, please let me know down in the comments. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and peace out.